We came to this grass waterway that splits these two cornfields. The back edge of this field's all beat up. The trail we came down is all beat up. Then you got this natural edge, comes right down through the middle here. So we haven't mowed any of this yet, so Bobby's kind of mashing as much of that grass down as we can so it doesn't affect the camera. And we're gonna put a cell cam here. We actually found that we've got really good service on this farm, so that's gonna be exciting. So we're gonna try to position this thing so it kind of catches all three places these deer are gonna come from. We're gonna put this camera here. We're gonna kind of face this thing northeast because sun's gonna come up over here and then it's gonna go this way and it's gonna come around behind the camera like this. You know, if you can help it, you don't really wanna ever have the sun come up and be shining directly in the camera for most of the day. So facing the camera some kind of northern position is usually best if you can. And then not ever taking the camera and turning it directly so the deer is walking through like this, because you get a lot of blurry pictures and you don't get multiple shots of the deer, so sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly what you're taking a picture of. So if sometimes you take the camera and you spin it like 45 degrees so that the deer's coming at you and you get 2 or 3 shots as he goes by the camera at different angles. Or if he's coming this way and goes past the camera, you're getting 2 or 3 different shots going away from behind. So it's just a little trick to kind of, you know, the angle of the camera and then what the sun does during the day has a very big impact on what kind of quality pictures you're going to get and how many pictures of a deer you're going to get to be able to tell really what he is or how old he is. Having T-posts to hang cameras on is always good because you don't limit your location by trying to find the perfect tree. And then this you can pick your angle, your location, your distance, everything by using a T-post. And the biggest mistake that people make is they don't set the camera and then come over here and step off to the side and look at that camera and make sure that the angle that it's taking the picture, it isn't pointing at the sky or isn't pointing at the ground. And then all these little things here, all these little things, I don't have clippers, I shouldn't be touching this with my hands, but all these little things that are even relatively within range of hanging in front of that. When you leave, over clear everything. Because what's gonna happen when you leave, this piece of grass that you stepped on, you're like, oh, that's out of the way. It's gonna spring right back up and it's gonna do this for the next 2 weeks and drive you out of your mind. This corn that's still growing, this one leaf right here is gonna turn brown and it's gonna die and it's gonna do this. It's gonna fall right in front of the camera. So just, everything's just like common sense. You're getting ready to walk away from this thing for like 2 or 3 weeks. You better take 5 extra minutes and make sure that stuff is over cleared, that you're making sure your direction, your lighting is right, anything that could remotely fall in the way. Make sure your stake is in the ground tight because the raccoons are gonna come up here and they're gonna grab a hold of it just because it's something new. So all these little tips that you can do are gonna make for way better quality camera checks because that's time you don't get back. 2 or 3 weeks you walk away from camera, in my opinion, you need at least 2 weeks for something to sit. 2 weeks is a long time to walk back up here and find out that this leaf's been blown in front of it, or the coons knocked the stake over, or the grass came back up. You know, you don't get that recon back, you don't get that time back. You have to think about everything or else you're gonna lose the productivity of that camera site for the next 2 weeks.